the reality gig. Is that a good thing or not? Because it just seems to keep fighters inactive for so long. Do you kind of lose your mind in terms of focus? And are you training daily at that point? Does it turn out to be a good thing to be away from the cage actively that long?
Yeah, well for me, I don't think it was a good thing. I know my manager definitely feels that way. He thinks that the Ultimate Fighter is a bit of a curse. For me, it turned out, to be about 9 months away from fighting. So it's probably a bit of ring rust in there, and obviously I was away from home a lot. I was away from the camp a lot. I spent a lot of time in Vegas. And as I said, 9 months between fights it's a long time, and I like to fight regularly. I'm not blaming the fight on that. Did Anderson knock me out? So what can I say? But for me personally, don't get me wrong, it does good things for your career. It gives you a lot of exposure and all the rest of it. And I was very eager to take part in the Ultimate Fighter because that's where that's how I got my way into the UFC. So and a lot of people know me from season 3 of the Ultimate Fighter. So I was very keen to be involved with the show, and the show's done a lot of good things for me. But looking back in hindsight, the layoff was a little too long.
Well, you mentioned good things. Did the other bad thing it do for you, because it's a reality show and they can kind of shape it any way they want? Did it change your image with fans? Because I got to tell you, I think you were a polarizing guy to begin with. But yeah, some of the U.S. fans now, man, I guess it's not the worst thing to be hated, but that reality show certainly didn't win you a lot of fans.
Yeah, well, to be honest, you're right. I see the messages on the internet and stuff. It certainly doesn't appear that I'm particularly popular these days. Certainly not in America. The thing was, I was coaching, Team UK against Team USA, which I wasn't comfortable with that format right from the start. I'd have preferred it was just like every other season. I'd have preferred it if it was Team Henderson versus Team Bisping, but obviously that wasn't the way this time. And so I was coaching my team to beat the other team. It had nothing to do with USA. I don't really see what I did that was that bad on the show, to be honest. I was a little bit cocky with my team and winning the fights and stuff, but aren't all coaches, I was just, trying to have a bit of a laugh, not take myself too seriously. I was only playing games a little bit, you know what I mean? And as everyone was, and not everyone gets on. I don't really think I did anything that was really that bad for people to all of a sudden start hating me, but, I certainly don't lose any sleep over it, that's for sure.
Right. Well, I told you a few times watching the show, I think it would have been boring as hell if you hadn't have spoke, because Dan wasn't going to say anything, and that's part of the show. Not that you're pretending to trash talk, but I don't know. I thought it would have been lame if neither coach got into it.
Well, no, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it's entertainment as well, but you're right. We don't purposely say things just for the sake of that, but this is my personality. I am who I am. I'm not a fake person. I'm not like a lot of fighters. I'm not mentioning names, but some fighters go out there and they put on this fake image of a man of the people and all the rest of it. But in reality, they're assholes.
Right.
I've some fighters in gyms, they ain't got the time of day for people, and they don't stop for fans. Anyone comes up to me and meets me, I guarantee not many people have a bad thing to say about me. I sit down at my website every day responding to all emails. I send signed pictures out for free, where a lot of people charge for them, But and I'm consistent. I might not always say things you like, but I'm just me. And I've been involved in this sport for a long time, and I'm quite proud of the fact that I certainly haven't changed one little bit. I don't think you can say the same for many other UFC fighters.
The other guy who may have shown you disrespect, or maybe he told the truth, I don't know. Did you get wind of what Rashad Evans said about you? He said about 2 weeks out before the fight, this was after you lost, that he had seen you out somewhere. He went up to you, told you to cut it out, that you were drinking, and you told him to screw off.
That's pretty much the case of it, although we'll change a couple of little details. I was out a couple of weeks before the fight. I'd been in, I was training. I've heard he's been going around saying I didn't take the fight seriously. Yeah, all right, whatever, you know what I mean? If you speak to anyone involved in my training camp, they'll tell you how serious I took that and the amount of money I spent on my training camp. I did everything I possibly could. The only thing was on the fight, it didn't go my way. Regarding the incident he's talking about, I'd been training all day. I came back, I took a nap. I woke up about 10 o'clock at night, wide awake on a Saturday. So the cold tiki and rampaging them up, and they were in a club. I said, I'll swing by for an hour or two. So I went by, I'm drinking orange juice. That was all. Rashad comes stumbling over, drunk. He had a shirt on, one half of the shirt hanging out, and starts, right, fair play. I except he was trying to be nice, but it was, he was the one who was drunk. I even said to him, I said, Rashad, I said, you're the one who's drunk. I'm drinking orange juice. Just leave me alone. I'm just out for an hour or two, just blowing off a bit of steam, you know what I mean? I'm quite surprised he felt the need to go out and say this on, to publicise it. I'm quite surprised by that.
Yeah. So we're watching this reality show. I don't know if you're watching it with him and Rampage, and Rashad's a real ball buster, and obviously Rampage feeds right into it, and they're going nuts on each other. Is Rashad coming off better than he really is, or is he kind of a lousy guy?
Well, I will judge it by the fact that, he feels the need to go talk to the media about stories and stuff. I'd say he's a pretty lousy guy. I don't know. I've got no real problems with Rashad. Obviously I'm much more friendly with Rampage than I am Rashad. I'm proud to call Rampage a friend of mine. I don't really know Rashad too well, and to be honest, I don't take too much notice of the Ultimate Fighter. It's a TV show and it's highly edited and stuff like that, so you never know. So I wouldn't base my opinions of somebody on what I saw on a TV show.
Unfortunately, people do in your case, and in Rampage's. Well, what's the latest with Rampage? How's he doing?
Yeah, I think he's doing well. He's out in Vancouver at the moment filming the 18 movie. I've been spoken to him for a little time. Obviously, he's very busy with that, and obviously he hasn't been over to England for a bit. But my manager Anthony speaks to him regularly, tells me he's doing fine.